Didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So I don't have to do that again, except I do, because now there's people that are like, man, I wasn't here last week, and I didn't watch the video. So, quick version, I have a dear friend who's a pastor in Indianapolis that has a bulletin board over her desk, and on the bulletin board is a bumper sticker, and on the bumper sticker are the words, "In the event of rapture, can I have your car?" And I love that sticker because it reminds me that those who don't take that as seriously as they could can have some fun with God, and I like the notion of a relational God that we can have fun with. And in this story, there really is an important relational God aspect. Let me ask you a question. I always do this with the kids, and it's dangerous. So now I'm really getting dangerous because, you may not always go for the joke, but you think deeper. Sometimes. When Jesus returns, do you suppose Jesus is looking for the people who are most rule-abiding and pious, or most grace-filled? I listened hard. I didn't hear a single pious. And I'm not at all surprised by the members of this congregation that would not throw pious. And I am right there with you. Because God, while there were instructions given to the Israelites, to the Hebrews, what we know from Jesus, what we've already heard in the Gospels, is that Jesus has said, I didn't come to abolish the law, but I came to fulfill it. And I came to give you life that you may have it abundantly. And abundant life does not come from worrying about a rigid set of rules before a Creator that loves you enough to send His Son to redeem you once and for all. Abundant life comes from being willing to risk loving. Loving deeply, loving meaningfully, not just with our family members, those we're close to, those that we know their last name or first name or any of their names really. Maybe all the people that only we know their middle names. Because you don't know everybody's middle name, right? I'm talking about loving without condition. I really don't set myself up for these stories, but God seems to. So this week, I was trying to come out of a parking lot, and there was a truck unloading at the end of the parking road. Truck. And there was an arrow. And it was the only road. Right? So it's a one-way street blocked at the end. So I did what every one of you most likely would do. I started out the other end. Because I'm not going to sit there while the thing's blocked and do nothing. I got things to do. Come to think of it, I think I had to get back to pick up a kid from school. Regardless of what was going on at the moment. I'm doing the wrong thing. And of course, a guy starts to turn in to that one place as I'm trying to exit. Narrow space, cars on both sides, room for one car. I'm trying to get out. He's trying to get in. And the horn comes out from him, and the Chicago salute is wide and clear. And I put my car in park, and I opened my door because I'm crazy like that. And I walked calmly, not angrily, to his car. And I said, God love you, brother. Because obviously there's something deep going on in your life. And I can't exit the way this arrow says. So you and I, we have to make a choice. Are we going to work with each other? Or am I going to sit here blocking your way for the next hour? Because I got time. I didn't have time. I was lying to it. But I wanted to make a point. And the point was, you don't have to aggressively encounter when things aren't going your way. A simple effort and understanding goes a long way. It goes to the nature of grace. Because grace is a word we throw around a lot as Christians. After all, we say it before meals, right? Sometimes. Not often. How else do we use grace? Grace is one of those concepts that we think we know, but we're not sure we know, but maybe we know, but we wonder sometimes. Because here's the thing. Grace is way too simple a concept to get too caught up in. Grace is this. To use the cheap acronym for the moment, God's riches at Christ's expense. G-R-A-C-E, God's riches at Christ's expense. God is saying, you don't deserve it. Not just you. You just happen to be in the right place at the right time. But I love you because you are my child. I created you, I knitted you, I know all those thoughts, and I love you to death. And back into life. Grace is the promise of God, knowing who we are, knowing our flaws, knowing our inability to be pious, and loving us anyway. And as Christians people, now I'm going to go from preaching to meddling. Get your toes ready because I'm about to step on them. We are called to extend the same kind of love to people who we're having trouble understanding or accepting. Even if they're just honking at us for going the wrong way in a one-way street because we didn't feel like we really had a choice. I want to take a minute, journey with me in that young man's mind as I exited my car. What do you think he was expecting? Road rage, anger, confrontation. I mean, I'm not a huge guy, but I'm not a small one. I'm not perfectly fit, but I look like I can handle myself, I think. Maybe.
He's from Texas. Does he have concealed carry?
Yeah, that's right. It's not like I have Texas plates. They're Illinois plates, so that one doesn't give me away. But I know that in a potentially confrontive situation, I can appear confrontive to someone who might feel threatened. I get that. Which is why I tried to walk slowly and calmly and arrive with a smile on my face. Which means he jumped from, okay, maybe he's not a threat, to, oh, good God, he's crazy. Right? Because that's the next logical step. Otherwise, he would have just returned the salute and moved on with life. And I'm not saying set yourself up for confrontations because not everybody's going to connect and relate in a meaningful way. This guy was just dumbfounded, honestly. He didn't have anything to say other than, you know, the salute changed at least to, okay, get out of my way. You know, lesson learned. God wants your willingness. Your willingness to extend love, to show understanding, to recognize that everyone can't operate the way we want them to or the way that we think God has directed them to. But I believe with all of my heart, with all of my mind, and with all of my strength, that everyone was given a little piece of God, a little bit of the soul of God as they drew breath, as they became who God created, or began the journey of becoming who God created them to be. And our job is to help draw out that God light, that God hope, that God-ness, so that when Jesus comes, He finds faith. He finds people living with hope. He finds love. And he finds followers who know what it means to not only be a child of God, but see others as a child of God and treat them that way. The title of his sermon and the nature of the story was Wake Up. Because Jesus said, be alert, be awake, be ready. How do you wake up to the possibility of Jesus coming? I already told the kids, you knew how this was ending. Love others. Wake up, because God is calling you to love. May God make it so. Amen.